All right. I believe we are finally back in action, and I haven't shown my face in a very long time on my channel. Probably close to 5 months, I think. Which is obviously for YouTube a very long time. Luckily, YouTube still liked me and they still pushed my videos, so I didn't lose any subs. We actually increased subs still. We are now on 61,000, if I'm not mistaken, which is for me obviously a really big number. Um, what's going on? Let me just mute Discord for a second. Where it is here. Yeah, so a big deal for myself, and yeah, I was super busy work-wise. Let's actually see if I can make my face a little bit bigger. Yeah, so November, I believe, was my last video, and it was about the Delorean, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually check before I talk too much crap here. YouTube. Um, as I said, this was about the Delorean stuff. And since then, I was quite busy on my daytime job working for Image Engine. I was part lead on what was it, the Mandalorian episode, and it was quite a challenge for me because I was new to Image Engine. I had to learn the new pipeline, learn how things are done over there. So lots of my time went into learning how things are done at Image Engine, and it's amazing, right? I really enjoy working there. The pipeline is once you grasp it, it's actually super nice. It's very flexible, and things like that I enjoy a lot, especially like modern modular based pipelines like they have. Yeah, so not even finishing Mando, I was asked if I would like to go on Obi-Wan show, which was kind of overlapping. So for myself, I obviously loved the challenge and I couldn't say no to that. So I was quite intrigued, but then again, also that was then I was asked to lead the show by myself, the lighting team, and um, obviously a huge responsibility on my end, which I enjoyed and I took obviously the challenge. And then again, as you guys might imagine, that takes a lot of time. You need to always be on top of your game. You need to learn. You need to see how other departments work at IE, and all of these things are taking obviously a lot of bandwidth for me producing stuff. Uh, Let me see what's going on. Sorry, I just got some weird error message. Let's see. You need to change your just which is not supported for US coverage. Yeah, well, I think the stream still runs. Actually, hey Brent. Also, yeah, please in the comments, please let me know about the stream if the audio is good, if this video quality is good. That would help a lot for me because I'm not watching myself talking. Maybe I should pause this. Yeah. Okay. Mute it. Yeah. Okay. So actually, you can stream up to 1440p, which should give you a little bit more quality in your streams as well. Okay. Yeah. So that was my update for Image Engine, and Obi-Wan show pretty much just is wrapping up. So I kind of are rolling onto a new show already. But the good thing is, this time I was able to take some vacation, which was duly needed. My wife and I, we went to Hawaii and spent some really quality time in the sun. I got some nice sunburns because yeah, you think I can handle the sun and all of that fun stuff. And close to the equator, obviously the sun really burns your skin. And yeah, it was burnt, and but still, I went diving, lots of snorkeling, cliff jumping, diving with the little turtles, and finding Nemo and all the fun stuff, right? So we had a really good time out there. Yeah, and this is now my week back, and I thought in my vacation, okay, I need to changed a few priorities, and especially for my viewers, I thought it's not the best to not produce any content for you because obviously I rely heavily on my followers, and I need to produce content, obviously. And me being one of the few artists who are actually working in an active VFX production and is producing content, it takes some time, as you know. But I try, and in the vacation, I said to myself, okay, I gotta do a few more things. And one rule I made up for myself is I can only play video games, and I'm currently playing Formula One, which I really enjoy. So the rule was I can only play a video game if I upload a tutorial. So since coming back, I haven't uploaded tutorials, which means I haven't played, and I do want to really play, so I do really need to produce something. And I think that doing a live stream counts as a tutorial, pretty much. At least it's an update for my viewers, which is what the whole deal is all about. Yes, we didn't go to Oahu. We went to Maui, actually. Maui, West Coast. Stayed there for close to 12 days or so. Amazing. I went my first time surfing. I'm quite familiar with the stance because I do wakeboarding and kite surfing and all of that. So it didn't take me too long to actually stand on the board and enjoy myself. But yeah, that's where I really got the sunburn. Um, yes, that is roughly the update. Yeah, as I said, so I will be trying to produce more content. I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but I will probably do a lot more in Houdini. Houdini will probably be now my main DCC, just because I think it's important to learn something different. I have been doing Maya for a very long time, and for me, it's just I need to learn new things. Like just working with Maya was a bit of a pain, as most of you know. Houdini is very procedurally based. I love doing effects more and more, so I'm trying to focus on that a bit more. And yeah, all the new tutorials most probably will still be Arnold. I love Arnold, and all the things I teach will be applicable to any DCC. It's just yeah, I'm using Houdini instead of Maya. It should not be a big deal for anyone, I think. Let me actually just put some quick streaming squad here on Discord, so my streamer people know that I'm streaming. Yeah, so I will be shifting to Houdini, and as Valentin said, what about Katana? Katana is something I will be using as well if I want to do more look dev tutorials, I think. So I'll try to be a little bit more in again, back into a more production environment where Katana is used widely. Gaffer as well. Obviously, this is just for Cinesite group. But Gaffer and Katana are quite similar, so that's what I will be dealing with. And for small things, like if I need to do effects explosions or stuff like that, I will stay in Houdini. I don't want to do the whole export stuff and deal with Katana. But yeah, long story short, I will do more production content instead of, yeah, just playing around stuff. And next update is there was a point mid last year where I was doing more a YouTuber style content, like entertainment, like getting a little bit more into entertainment, and I don't like that anymore. So I will be focusing more on quality content instead of doing like weird stuff. At least that's the plan. And by weird stuff, I mean I want to produce a tutorial where I show you in detail how things are done, not these 30-second clips and oh, you do this and this very quickly and all of that. I will be doing breakdowns for sure. I will be showing you a couple of things I'm actually working on right now. Let me actually launch Houdini while we speak. And then I will also show you the current projects we're working on. As a couple of you know, Discord is my main communication tool nowadays. It's very versatile. We have lots of things going on our Discord. So if you haven't joined it, it's closing to, I think, 8,200 members. So we're growing at a very fast pace. And we also have really cool news. The CG launch, that's what the Discord server is called. Hello, Mr. Schneider. Hello, Steffen. Yeah, sorry, I didn't reply to you. I'm busy showing my face again. Yeah, so the Discord server has launched its own YouTube channel as well. And on that YouTube channel, we are posting lots of content as well, which is great. So we have lots of contributors for that. So if you want to be part of that, obviously feel free to join. I'm 931 just joined. I'm not sure if it's from the stream, but yes. And the cool thing is that we are currently dealing with sponsorships for challenges. So our main organizers for CG launch, obviously including me, but we have like this elite squad, and on that we do have lots of people trying to make this channel better, the server better, which is epic. So as I said, we are getting sponsorships, which will be mainly for render farm for your project. So you will get credits on a render farm, and you might be able to do that and render quicker, faster, even longer renders. So that is something we are working on to create a more dedicated challenge, which are more interesting. And we will also have a couple of things where actually Stefan, he's in the chat. He wants to, I'm not sure when we will do this, but the plan is that Stefan wants to do some kind of daily session. So maybe once a week there is a VFX daily session, and Stefan will be running this, which is great. So people can show their work, and then we will do like a proper daily in a theater. Like obviously it won't be in a theater. We will be at home, but we will be talking over the shot and talking about composition, talking about this and that, which will be super nice. And it's a very great experience, especially CG Launch is a more dedicated VFX server and not a, yeah, I don't want to say, yeah, it's a more professional, organized server is what I want to say. And we're just trying to keep up the level. One is obviously with my content, then is we're trying to do more daily sessions. We do have challenges as well. Sorry, I mean we have team projects. So one is the chase, which has been going on for a while. It's still going. It's mainly about a Star Wars-y fan project. We have lots of people on this. I think we have around 50 assets, which are going, which are most of them are modeled. We have big speeders. We have really cool assets here, as you can see, like this, whatever that is, communication tower is what I would call it. We have vehicles, speeder bikes, all of that fun stuff. And if you want to join this, it's still active. So you can also click to the bulletin board on the server. You will see there's this chase thing. You can click the channel. You will go down there, and the other one is the Delorean. And the chase, the Star Wars project, is run by Johnny. Johnny, who's our texture guru here on the CG Lounge, and I am working on, not working, but Karsten, he's also in the chat. I think I've seen him. Karsten and myself are kind of in charge of the Delorean project, where I'll be showing you the rough concepts and ideas we have. It's going along quite nicely, so things are progressing, which is always great. Let's see. Sorry, I probably need to make my face a little bit smaller now. Maybe like this. Oh yeah, and most of the things are done on ShotGrid. ShotGrid being the project management tool, and I don't have too many seats, unfortunately, so I cannot invite everyone to it. The main plan for this ShotGrid thing is that we have a great overview of assets and things which are needed to be done. And you can see I'm mainly organizing ShotGrid. you'll see that we have all the assets here. You can go to the asset section on the top. You will see them listed on the left. We have sequences, shots, and all of like the typical shot grid stuff, right? But I just wanted to show you the overview and the things we are actively working on. So we have all these shots in previous stage. So the DeLorean is essentially flying through space like this. And Karsten did the previs on most of these things. So there's a wormhole opening, the DeLorean flies through that like this. It's really cool, actually, like the things we were able to achieve. We're currently working on this wormhole itself, like the spirals, which is quite challenging to do. That is our main component for the space shots, and it's quite technically difficult because it's such a huge distance it needs to travel, and we need to obviously make sure that the caches work, and we don't want to have 100 gigabytes of files, so we need to find a clever way to do it, and Karsten is actively working on that section. And I'm currently, because I said I like doing effects, I'm more doing the smaller scale things like thrusters. So this is something I made with Axiom. It's loopable, so we just need to attach it to the DeLorean. Once it's flying, the flame will just be loopable and it will look like this. It has a nice magical feel to it, if you ask me. It feels a little bit with the little sparks and everything. And then we do have like an energy shield because it's traveling so fast. We just want to have some kind of interaction with the environment it's traveling through. So this will all be attached to the DeLorean once it's traveling through the space. Here are all the versions I did in ShotGrid. So there's lots of different things. It might be a little bit small to see, but I can just go through. So this was one of the earlier versions. Oh, I went to files. Interesting. I think if I go here, I can toggle through somewhere the versions. Yeah, here. Yeah, so that was my early test. So and the cool thing about ShotGrid is you can just go back in history and see the progression. What else? So Karsten is currently, I'll bring up the stuff on Discord actually. Here. It's a bit small probably, but it's there. Yeah, and then the other shot we have is we are landing in the real world. So the DeLorean is, there's a portal opening in downtown Vancouver, and it is landing here in a night scene. Lots of rain, lots of water, lots of reflections. So what we are doing, we will be replacing the buildings because there will be destruction happening when the portal opens. The bridge will be a little bit destructed here on the side, and we will be extending the buildings. There was actually a stadium here on the left, which we cover up. Let's see if there... I probably need to download this quick to show it properly. This is the match move we have. So we have a really good matching geometry. Nothing is sliding, and then we will be extending these buildings on the top there. ShotGrid. Oh, ShotGrid is shotgun. Yeah, they just rebranded it. Yeah. So this is our tracking. So we actually have a couple of people working on extending the assets. So let me see if I get the names right. Modeling webs. We do have Evan, he's working on the rear building extension. We've got Nathaniel, who's working on extending those buildings. Jared is working on the bridge. What else? Romain is working on the side towers. And where do we have him? Not online. Damien is working on the stadium, or on the far left hero building. This guy. That is the current status of things, which is pretty cool, I think. Romain is sending you a whip. Yeah. Axiom, I'll show you. Axiom is a GPU-based solver. So it's for explosions, volume-based things. So I'll use that all the time. I don't use a native Houdini one, um, mainly because of speed reasons, and the axiom solver is just incredibly fast. It has very easy settings to dial, and it just kind of works. Yeah, so I can show you. Yeah, that's something. Oh, I actually didn't show you all the things. So um, I'm working also on the space stuff, on the space shots. Let's see, I've got the planet whip. So this is something I've been working on, is getting this kind of, it's not supposed to be Saturn, but it's supposed to be some kind of planet, um, with the rings obviously, and then the DeLorean is coming behind it. So it's pretty cool. Is it better than Embergen? Embergen is real time, right? So that's something else again. Embergen is a real time GPU based volume system, and Axiom is obviously not real time. It's close to real time, depending obviously on the GPU, but it's not. It's meant for VFX high end simulations. So Axiom solver, Axiom source. I'm just doing something quick here. So if I plug in the source shape and hit hit sim, you can see this is now on 22 FPS, and we have a pretty decent one. We can do pyro, fake, to actually see some nice density on it. Then we create some sun, exposure. Yeah, so this is Axiom, and you can see like we are now on 22 FPS, so you could say it's real time in this sense, in this smaller thing. And then obviously you have all these fancy things like wind disturbance, which is obviously very important if you have small fire details. I love the wind one because you can actually use control fields based on world position, and you can say, okay, I want the wind to really blow things over when it's 4 meters high and then maximum on 8 or so. I can then just hit play, and you will see it will just go up straight, and then the wind will start pulling it over as soon as it hits the certain 4 meter threshold. And obviously my disturbance is quite strong. My wind is not strong enough, so maybe let's go on 10 for wind and disturbance 0.1. And you can really author your looks incredibly fast. You can see now this is where the wind picks up. Obviously it's not super realistic because it's quite aggressive. We can do maybe 2 and 10, and we can maybe do just 5. And then you will see it will be a nice gradual curve for wind. And this is like really simple things to create like chimney effects or all sorts of funky things. Just show this like cheating. Steffen, you know what's cheating? Kit bashing is cheating, right? Well, that's like a funny joke we have. Yeah, and then obviously you can do fire and explosions. You can do, the cool thing is there's like all these with Houdini 19, there's lots of simple presets which you can apply, and Axiom just works with them. What was it called? Blast source or something? Blast. No, I forgot now. I was on vacation. I forgot everything. I thought it was Pyro's burst source. I think that's what I want. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Pyro burst source will give us like this initial pew of particles, like this. And you can use a volume rasterize attributes, and you can just rasterize those two attributes. So we want burn, and we want temperature, we want velocity. So now we have a volume grid. The only thing we need to do, Axiom doesn't know about burn, so burn would need to be renamed to fuel, like that. And if I view through this, you should have fuel, temperature, and V. We don't want the source shape because that's just for initial stuff. If you want to actually source proper stuff, you need to go on the left stream, like that. And now let's see if this, it won't work actually because we don't have it enabled. So first, obviously, you need to enable combustion. Second, you need to increase the bounding box automatically by going to settings, and it should not be driven by density because we don't source density. It needs to be by temperature and fuel, which we do source. So hopefully now we still see nothing. Why is that? Should actually see something. What's going on? Zero. Oh, I know. This thing, I think this density needs to go away. Yeah, now we do have the fields. So let's try this again. Yeah, now we have something. Pyrobake, if I bring that back in, you should see this weird thing. In the Pyrobake as well, you need to enable the fire tab. There we go. If I then zoom out, let's see what we see. Phew. When there's not enough force and all of that, right? So all these things now need to be juggled, but this is the basic idea. Our velocity is probably too small. What would it take to run the physics now on an RT renderer? Yeah. Yeah, Joe, it was definitely a long time. It's great to be back, actually. It feels good. It feels nice to be talking to you again. But yeah. I do have an RTX. I don't have the new RTX cards, but I'm pretty sure any RTX card should be pretty well done. I'm not the hardware specialist. We have other people for that. But yeah. Boom. So I increase velocity. You can now see it gets more vicious. We can maybe go on 15. We can probably increase the pressure so it expands a lot more. We need a ground plane, so you would need a source shape for this. And you need a box. Axiom doesn't like planes, so you need to make a box, make this a collision object. The box should be, this should actually be set to box. Then the sphere should be, I don't know, however large you want to make it, 51 units, 1 meter high. And then we do an axis align to get things onto the floor. Without the axis align, it would just be somewhere in space. So we would just say max. You can now see this is now properly aligned. Yeah, Valentin is the hardware specialist, so great he's in the chat. So he should be really good at answering any questions. And if you actually want, you should join the Discord. The link is in the video description. And head over to more and go to hardware. And here our lovely Tago is quite active, and he's very helpful in terms of hardware specs and all of that. So be sure to check that out as well. Boom, you can now see the explosion is just on the ground. It does not go through anymore. And yeah, obviously that it's super fun. I love this stuff because you can iterate so quick. And yeah, let's see, we want to have less dissipation, right? We want to have the smoke linger a lot longer. We want the cooling rate to be stronger so we get more smoke. We can say, okay, I want to emit maybe double the density so we get way more smoke, and then we already get a completely different result, right? We can then add more disturbance, which adds more details. We can add more turbulence, which gives us more like swirls. Did that update? I don't know. It's not updated. Yeah, cooling rate works. Yeah. I think you can buy some kind of hardware element where you can, using Thunderbolt or so, you can just plug in more GPUs for that VRAM thing. I think that is something which exists. Yeah. And then again, based on this, you can also say, okay, I want actually way more. I want to emit more pressure, so we get a more powerful explosion. Oof, we can now see we have way more density. And it starts to look like something. If we want more velocity, you can totally do that as well. Let's say we double velocity, so we get way more speed ups and slowdowns. And the cool thing is the stuff is being blown to the right, the explosion is going to the left, and then it slows down, creates these amazing swirls. Yeah, and this is how quick Axiom is, and you can see we just did that with these basic nodes. We have already something semi-decent. And the cool thing is you can obviously use different seeds for the pyro burst, so I can just make completely different results with this initial size. We can make it way bigger. We can make it way bigger. We can have it expand in a way shorter amount of time. Boom. Maybe make it 4 frames, and this is now just going upwards. So now let's see what this results in, right? So that's pretty nice. You can see a completely different thing. We can see now the pressure is working nicely. We're actually down to 2 FPS now, but this is just how it goes. It's a very detailed sim already. We're poking through the ground a little bit. Yeah, and then if you need more speed, you can reduce the voxel size. You can probably increase the substeps to get a little bit more detail in the velocity. And now we're back to 10 FPS. Obviously not the greatest looking anymore, it's very soft, but yeah, this is the idea. So what I wanted to say before I went into Axiom, I wanted to show a project I'm working on, if I can find it. Oh, I probably need to see if it's going through the project selector. Or is it? I thought I had a training section here. One sec. I totally forgot where I put it. Job, no, training. No, training. Projects, training. Okay, let's see. Is there a training thing? Maybe I need to do this. Set screen projects. Training. Magical. Open. Load. No. Yeah, so I started this project a long time ago. But I still probably need to. Well, this will be probably the next tutorial I'm working on. It's very effects heavy, or in terms of magical effects heavy. Alright, you can already see stuff is happening. Yeah, I do have several cameras. Let's just go into the Blaze camera. I'm not sure, I did some render tests with this already. I'm not sure it looks so funky. Glass? Why is this transparent? Did I click something wrong? Oh, interesting. Thought I had actually better shaders on this guy. Well, this guy is doing some spell stuff, lots of particles, volumes, trails. This is something I'm working on the side. And then this guy hits the other guy. So we've got Kane, really clever names, I must say. Got Kane and Blaze. So now he's got textures. Funky. Okay, Blaze, Kane. Yeah, so we've got this guy who's doing this force field, and he's kind of blocking it, and the other guy is obviously creating this effect. I'm not sure, again, why he's looking so crappy. It's most probably the FBX trying to load opacity somehow. Maybe it's just a viewport thing. Let's try to reset this. Nope. Either way, that's this guy. Sorry for the bad looks. But yeah, so they are doing the funny effect things. Blaze has his sims, spell sims. The question about RAM, how much RAM does it take? Like, how much RAM does it take? I don't know. Blaze, advection, spell point clouds. So how much does it take? It takes 140 megabytes instanced. I'm not sure if that is the number which is relevant here. Visualize geometry pixels. I like the pixel display. It makes it way more interesting. Do you do VFX professionally now as well as look dev? So I think your question is not correct because look dev is part of VFX. So I guess you were asking if I do effects professionally as well as look dev professionally. If that is a question, then no, I'm not doing effects professionally. I am doing effects on the side on, yeah, I'm learning effects, right? I'm not, my daytime job is not doing effects elements. It's definitely not, but I'm trying to. I'm trying to slowly get into that direction. I don't want to become a full-fledged effects artist, but I do want to understand a lot of it, and I do want to embrace the proceduralism of Houdini, and it can obviously help you a lot in lighting as well. So that's why I'm gunning for Houdini and trying to learn a lot of things. Spell lighting is just these little lines. From those, I'm creating pop nets, and then also axiom is involved as well. Yeah, I started Houdini on for those Who Lie challenges, the first Who Lie challenges. This is where I really got active in Houdini, and since then I'm kind of using it. Particle physics in Houdini than in Nuke. Well, you should be doing high-end sims, I think, in Nuke. It's great for like snow elements or dust modes floating, but I think doing stuff like this in Nuke, I haven't seen it. Maybe it's possible, but yeah, Houdini is meant for lots of points, right? Points wrangling. Yeah, and then we do have obviously the Delorean stuff. BTF10, this is now where I'm working on. You don't need to be sorry, just ask away. Oh, I don't have anything in here. To get some liquids. Yeah, so this is the planet, which I showed you before. Obviously, a planet is nothing really complex. Got spheres. From the spheres, I created lines. Where are they? Here. And from those lines, I created these ribbons. They are here. And I have a random p-scale on them, so some are thicker than others. And then I'm scattering points on them. Lots of points. I don't know why in this scene I messed up the clipping planes, and it's just killing me. Okay, yeah, so you can see we have lots of things in here. Let's go part 001, part 001. Okay. Yeah, lots of points, and then I did some noise, some fall-offs. You can see just to, it's supposed to be like a asteroid belt, depending obviously how close you are. It's more like dust, or it's actually asteroids. Random p-scale, asteroids, and then I'm packing everything into one big chunk of data. Looking through the shot camera, this is where it is. Then down here, when I do the packing, I do some transforms on it. I'm not sure why we're missing this one. I'm not sure why this is not doing anything. This is supposed to do something. Anyways, this is then the belt, and then I'm exporting the set dynamics. And the cool thing now is, because we are working with Katana, oh, let me check, just check the question. Did you use Maya? I did use Maya a long time ago. I don't know. It's always an ongoing question. Why would you go away from Maya or whatnot? But it's for me, Maya is just very sluggish to work with. It's not a modern pipeline approach. It's very linear, I would say. So you always have to do this, then you do this, and then you can't really go back, and it's just very outdated. And things like Houdini, Blender, Substance Designer, Omniverse, all these things are node based. Katana, obviously, node based. And all of these tools, they're just so modern, and it just makes so much fun to work with them. And yeah, as I said, it's Maya is not there, and I don't think it will ever be there. So for me personally, I just like this node-based approach, and I guess lots of companies use it. It makes sense for most of them, and it makes sense for me, and that's why I don't. It's just my personal reason, personal thing. I think lots of studios still use Maya, mainly for animation and modeling and stuff like that. But when it comes to heavy effects or shot management, I don't know any real major studio doing shot work in Maya. Uh, yeah, they just use Katana or other softwares to create their shot renders. Well, there probably are still a lot who use Maya, but yeah. Let's see. Why don't we see anything? Let's go and check that. Bifrost. Well, actually, that's actually what I wanted to start. Let me actually get that going. Um, I'm actually working with Autodesk currently a lot, and we are working on an internal. I'm not sure how internal it is. It's actually not that internal, but it's a project they use to evaluate their products, and one of the products being Bifrost. So it's still very bare bones in my opinion, at least the things I have seen with it. There are lots of sluggish things. The whole node editor is it's terrible. Like if you ask me, it's terrible. It seems it's like an alpha blueprint version and it hasn't been polished at all. Um, yeah, I don't know. You can probably do lots of things nowadays with it, but it's just let's see off. There we go. But yeah, as I said, I haven't worked in production with it, so I don't fully know how good or how bad it is. It's just the things I have worked on using Bifrost, it is just a huge pain in the butt to work with it. Super slow. What is nice, the viewport representation is pretty great. So that is something I really enjoy. If you have like an explode, I can show you in a bit the Bifrost stuff. I'm just wondering why my card doesn't show up here, which is very strange. Delorean 25 BTF. It should work. It should have something. There it is. So why doesn't it translate properly? Okay, it does. Sorry, I'm just quickly checking why once I look through the shot camera. Oh, is it 1360? Oh, my bad. Sorry, I'm on a completely different frame where I'm supposed. There it is. Yeah, so the cool thing is Houdini, we will be using Houdini to cache out everything like this. So we're caching the DeLorean. Valentin, he's in the chat. He's doing the look dev on the DeLorean. I'm doing the planet. Karsten's doing the effects around it. I'm doing the minor effects around it. And everything is cached as VDBs or LMX or USD files. We bring everything into Katana and then render it and then comp it in Nuke. That is the goal. And now, oh, I haven't touched Solaris in a while, to be honest. I know everyone is working frantically on it, trying to make it better and whatever. What? Is it because I'm streaming? No way. Can't be it. Um, I, yeah, I think it's okay, but I didn't really again did too much with it. I did play around. Oh, I can create lights. Oh, I can create this fancy focus camera and whatnot. So these minor things they announced when they release stuff, I looked at, but I didn't really work in a production environment with this. So this here is a cloud PC, and this cloud PC is for this Autodesk project, and I will show you that as well. So if I launch ShotGrid for that, yeah, by the way, let me know if you enjoy these kind of streams where I'm just talking pretty much, or if you still would like to see more content, or if both is okay. Because for me, obviously, it's a lot easier to create live streams because I don't need to edit it. I don't need to do fancy music or crap like that. I can just talk about updates or projects or show things. By Stefan. Yeah, so this is the shot grid page for this project, and in here we do have all the shots. The question, does all the attributes data get carried over from Houdini when export? Yeah, obviously, that's what USD is. USD is a universal scene description, meaning everything is available in any DCC, right? So if you export lights, shaders, geo, animation, effects in a USD format, any other DCC supporting USD will be able to open it. Can Houdini be fun? Oh, Houdini is, I think, the most fun application I have ever worked with, to be quite frank with you. Substance Painter is quite fun too, but for me, Houdini, because I also have like a technical background, I do lots of coding and stuff. Using Vex coding and all of this is really fun because you can kind of visually code and things work, and you can be procedural, you can do all things. I really, Houdini is like really enjoyable for me. Yeah, this is probably more personal, I agree. Cool. Yeah. Live schedules I will probably do if I have a more concrete idea what I want to show. Like if I say, oh, I want to go do Unreal live my first time, or I want to do a Blender first video impressions, then I would schedule something like that and we'll just focus. Like this today was just very, very spontaneous for me to just get things going. But yeah, no, if I have a dedicated live stream where I say, okay, I will work on this and this project, then I will for sure make a schedule from it, so it won't just be out of the blue. All right, so this is roughly the project. So this is the first shot I completed. This is, let me actually get my drawing board here. What's it called again? Epic Path. Keep forgetting the name. Yeah. Okay, so let me just try to pause this as well. All right, so we do have Bifrost elements in here. So obviously the snow from the wolf, which is being kicked up, is a Bifrost. We do have these volume floating, like going this way. This is Bifrost. And then all of the rest is just default Maya stuff. So this was obviously, this is a Maya Autodesk project. They will use Autodesk programs. Yeah, so the mountain was done in Max, exported. I did the scattering of the trees, which was done in Mesh. Yeah, it was done in Mesh. Obviously animation, character animation for XGen. I did the look dev on half of those elements. Alexandra, who's helping me on this, was doing the other half. I was doing the lighting. It's super simple lighting. We just have this one big ass sun here and some fill lights to get some lights in here. That's it. And then there's quite a bit of a calm treatment on it. Yeah, then we do have all these other shots. So shot 20 is just showing this bunker close up. Shot 30 is where she is just a close-up of her looking at this bunker thing. I'm going too fast here. Shot 40 is where it explodes. So this is a viewport sim from Bifrost. So this is the cool thing. Bifrost, this is visually how it is in the viewport. So you can really shade it. And if you shade it with the volumes, Arnold's volume shader, it is supported in the viewport. So it's a pretty close one-to-one match to viewport to final render, which is super nice. So this bunker thing explodes. Then, yeah, you will see the plume of smoke. Then these avalanches will start going south down the hill. This is another shot. This is a bit further along. So obviously they are running away because this whole thing goes down and shifts. Then there will be a huge avalanche and fire and all this fun stuff. So this is all done in Bifrost, the effects elements. This shot is omitted. Here you can kind of already see a little bit of the avalanche. This was an early render test. Obviously lots of things broken. Another shot of the avalanche. Yeah, that is the bulk of the shot. So this is something I'm working on the side. And we just have shot 40 on the farm, which we can look at now. And yeah, the cool thing is I'm legally allowed to stream the work I do, which is cool. How much math coding do you need to know actually to use Houdini? No, you don't need to know anything about coding to use Houdini. Like there's so many fields within it. You can do grooming, you can do obviously shading, lighting. You don't really need coding for it. But I would say as soon as you go into effects, then a basic understanding of coding will help you a long way. Okay, something is up with this. Not rendering. Huh. Okay, so something is not really, yeah, no. We need to look at this. It's kind of it has some elements, but not everything in here. Yeah, so you will see this is still, well, the explosions. Look at the spheres. Yeah, no, things are not ready yet. Yeah, and this is the current state of things. We just got the Bifrost sim, so we need to now make sure we can ingest them properly and get things going. This obviously does not work. And yeah, so this is what I'll be working on now today. I don't want to bore you with all of this, so I just wanted to at least give everyone here a quick update on the things I do. And yeah, I will probably be doing Arnold tutorials in Houdini. They this is a cloud PC, so I have to install things. These cloud PCs are just created for me. Normally they do have probably ShotGrid installed. I just installed DJV because I just wanted something to view quickly the files. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so as I said, if I will do tutorials, I will, because there was so many new things on Arnold 7. I think I will go back to more like a basic approach to explain bare bones of Arnold, how to get good or how to understand it. And I'm trying to make them short, like 10 minutes segments, because again, my time is not the same anymore and I cannot edit like a 40-minute video. So I rather try to keep them short and maybe a bit more of those. So yeah, Arnold content, Houdini content, and then maybe I'll do more like a project-based thing where I do part 1, part 2, part 3, maybe about this magical effects. I'll show you more the inner things or so. Yeah, so again, feel free to join the Discord. Hang out there. There's lots of cool things happening. I will be signing off now. I'll be getting some lunch. Okay, I'm planning to do a course, but not a paid course, so I'll just do something on YouTube. I think now HJ should support pack prims now. That's what we're using in the AS file, so that should be good. Yeah. Anyways, okay. If you have more questions or have any ideas or tips, please join the Discord and post them in the lounge chat area. I'll be signing off. Have a good long weekend, and I might be streaming again on Sunday potentially, but that is still a bit unknown. But yeah, thank you everyone, and I will see you in the next video or on Discord.